Good Friday morning to you. I'm Joy Redmond. Your time right now, 9:43, 76 degrees in the capital city. This morning, we're working to get more information about what may have been a deadly motorcycle accident in Terry last night. Meanwhile, a Rankin County Sheriff's Department motorcycle officer recovering this morning from a concussion and minor scrapes. Jackson police also investigating a shooting that happened last night on Bowling Street. An escapee wanted for multiple crimes now in custody thanks to the teamwork of two law enforcement agencies. It is the first arrest for a new partnership called Operation Side by Side. Inside the classroom now, Jackson Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Cedric Gray says each school district is facing a funding reduction of 0.43. 50 degrees in the capital city. We've got your traffic and weather together now. Take a live look outside with me. I-55. The dreams really can come true. Savannah Thompson was crowned Miss Amazing Teen Queen. Many in that region brace for deadly tornadoes. Last night's storms only produced a few small twisters. And in fact, back here at home, a big night for some of the Magnolia State's top college football players. 3 players from Mississippi schools were picked up during the NFL draft last night. We now know the name of the Gaucher man killed in a shootout with police. He's been identified as 37-year-old Mickey Sweat. Meanwhile, the driver of the fleeing car, 28-year-old Donnell Johnson, is facing a second-degree murder charge.
Fox 40 News starts now.
New overnight, Jackson fire investigators are working an early morning house fire. The fire happened just after midnight on Oakleaf Drive, and that's off Sywell Road in South Jackson. Officials say no one was in the home at the time, but it is unclear if it was vacant or occupied. The flames were under control in 20 minutes, and there was heavy damage to the house. Utility companies also went to the scene to make sure utilities were secure. This morning, one of the children involved in a horrible accident in Rankin County has been improved from critical to fair condition. His 10-year-old brother, Guillermo Mentreo, died yesterday, and his mother and infant sister are still fighting for their lives. The car the family was in collided with the fire truck on Highway 43 near Carter Store Road. The impact caused the fire truck to land on top of the car. The driver of the fire truck, Walter McGee, and his passenger are in stable condition this morning. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Now this update, one of the men shot in West Jackson Saturday has been identified. Hinds County Coroner Sharon Grisham Stewart says the victim is 26-year-old Heron Kendricks. He died after being shot multiple times on Montgomery Drive. An 18-year-old man was also shot twice. Both men were inside a Toyota Camry when shots rang out. This morning, a teenager is in police custody after an accident involving a Jackson police officer's cruiser. This is video from that accident, and according to investigators, a 14-year-old stole this car and crashed it in a ditch on Michael Avalon Street near Industrial Drive in Precinct 3. It is not clear if the keys were left inside the cruiser or if it was hot-wired. No injuries reported. Turning now to our coverage of Decision 2016. Candidates in both parties taking shots at the Donald ahead of the crucial Wisconsin primary. Recent polls showed Trump trailing Senator Ted Cruz in the Badger State. Meanwhile, Senator Bernie Sanders is hoping to continue to his hot streak with the win over Hillary Clinton. Kelly Wright has more from New York. We have this traffic alert for you now. If you drive Utica Institute Road in Hinds County, you'll need to take an alternate route. A section about 1/10 of a mile from Chapman Road will be closed until 3 o'clock today for bridge repairs, so keep that in mind as you head on out the door. I want to go now to Mississippi's only traffic helicopter for a live check of first alert traffic in other parts of the Jackson Metro. Jessica Golden joins us live now from Skycopter. Good morning to you, Jessica. All right, Jessica, thanks. Still to come on Fox 40 Morning News, investigators continue to investigate the scene of a deadly train accident in Pennsylvania. They're trying to unravel how and why the crash occurred. We'll have more on this straight ahead. Plus, a police chase like you've never seen before. How one tiny pup shut down a major bridge as police chased him down. More on this when we come right back. You're watching Fox 40 Morning News. An Amtrak train headed from New York to Savannah, Georgia, derailed early yesterday near Chester, Pennsylvania. More than 300 passengers and 7 crew members were on board. Now the investigation into exactly what happened is underway. Kim Hutcherson reports. We apologize for that. We seem to be having some technical difficulties. We'll try to get that story back for you in just a moment. But for now, moving forward, I want you to take a look at this. A wily fugitive led the California Highway Patrol in a car and motorcycle chase in San Francisco. You see the culprit there? That's this guy, a little chihuahua, was the runaway. Officers chased this little guy or gal. We don't know which one it might be. Anyway, they tried to stop and scoop it to safety, and as you can see, they were able to do that yesterday morning. But the diminutive dog isn't short on spirit, as you can see, just making a run for it. Officers finally boxed the little guy or gal in, hauling it out of harm's way. Here's a picture to prove that everything is just fine with this chihuahua. Now officers are trying to reunite the dog with its owner, and if nobody comes forward, then it will be put up for adoption. A war of the words. What was written on one pizza box and why Domino's is now issuing an apology. We'll have this for you. Stay with us. You're watching Fox 40 Morning News. Welcome back at 7:15. I want to take you live now to Mississippi's only traffic helicopter. Jessica Golden is in it. She has a look at First Alert Traffic. Happy Monday, Jessica.
Happy Monday to you, Joy, and a happy Monday to everybody out there in the metro.
All right, Jess, thank you. The Adams County Sheriff's Department is now the second law enforcement agency to be able to use drones. The Federal Aviation Administration certified the department to use them for law enforcement purposes. The sheriff says this will help his deputies keep a close eye on large crowds without endangering anyone. Rankin County received its certification after Adams County. Happening today, President Obama will host NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg at the White House. The two are seen here during a White House visit last year. Topics will include efforts to defeat and destroy ISIS and NATO's role in alleviating the refugee and migrant crisis in Europe. Under stepped-up security, the Brussels airport is back open for the first time since last month's suicide bomb attacks. Just 3 flights took off yesterday. Using a temporary departure hall instead of the damaged terminal, the airport should be at 20% capacity today. Well, the U.S. National Airline Quality Ratings going to come out today. It's a yearly statistical study of major airline performance in the U.S. based on a lot of different factors like on-time performance, denied boardings, mishandled luggage, and customer complaints. Today marks 48 years since the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The civil rights icon was gunned down in Memphis, Tennessee at the Lorraine Motel in 1968. A bullet struck him in the neck while he was standing on a balcony. He was 39 years old. A small-time criminal named James Earl Ray pleaded guilty to Dr. King's murder in 1969, but later recanted his confession. A Jackson City street now bears the name of an important African-American educator. Lemon Street off Capitol Street is now named Amos Wright Drive in honor of the first black administrator of Jackson Public Schools. More than a dozen people gathered to celebrate this honor and participate in the ribbon-cutting ceremony yesterday. Wright's family says this is just one way of keeping his memory alive. Wright served as an educator with JPS for 23 years. Coming up, the FDA sued the one piece of food and the reason several groups are taking the agency to court. I want to take you back now to the story involving 2 people who are dead, 32 injured after an Amtrak train headed from New York to Savannah, Georgia, derailed early yesterday near Chester, Pennsylvania. More than 300 passengers and 7 crew members were on board. Now the investigation into what happened is underway. Here's Kim Hutcherson.
For Fox 40 Morning News, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Commotion this morning at an airport terminal in New Jersey as a fire forces an evacuation. Let's get straight to Cheryl Lassiter in the Alert Center for more. Cheryl.
Yeah, 2 evacuations, in fact.
All right, Cheryl, thanks. In consumer news, the Food and Drug Administration is being sued over its recent approval of genetically engineered salmon. The FDA approved Aqua Bounty Technologies application for its Aqua Advantage salmon. That's a fish engineered to grow much faster than usual. Nearly a dozen fishing and environmental groups have now filed suit in an effort to block the move over concerns the salmon will be able to escape and breed with wild fish. The FDA says the approved salmon is only allowed to be farmed in land-based tanks in 2 places, Panama and Canada. Parrot heads partying with the news that Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville is returning to the Gulf Coast. The new resort will be located where the old Casino Magic property sits, and that is next to Golden Nugget. Work is underway right now on the 373-room hotel, as well as the 55,000 square foot entertainment center called Escape. Coast residents are excited about the prospect of a family-friendly option in South Mississippi. This resort will employ about 600 people. If you want to work there, they're going to hold a job there on May 1st through May 3rd at the Biloxi Civic Center. So mark your calendars for that if you're interested. Movie theaters across the country are struggling with declining admissions. However, business owners hope that new technology will help bring customers through the door. Some theaters have started equipping themselves with cutting-edge equipment. For example, this panoramic theater with surround sound was just launched in L.A. Analysts say an explosion of alternatives to movies are behind the drop. Netflix, HBO Go, and Hulu are all offering premium content at the house. Companies are fighting it with experiences you can't find at home, though, like 4DX, where you literally feel and smell the scenes you're watching. Just to clarify, I mean, Heather, not so sure if we want the smell part. No, maybe the feel is cool, not the smell. We don't know about that. Yeah, DX experience is only available in California right now. Now trending, a war of the words. Look at this note left on a nurse's pizza box. It has people calling foul. Read it. The Texas nurse works the graveyard shift, and she wrote, "We would appreciate it very much if you didn't wait until 5 minutes before we close." What the heck? That's what she said. Domino's has since released a statement saying, quote, "We do not condone or encourage this kind of behavior or one-sided dialogue with our customers." Because, Heather, we've heard this all the time, right? The customers are always right. If it's 5 minutes before you close, then you ain't closed yet.
That's right.
Just saying. Good Monday morning to you. I'm Joy Redmond. Your time right now is 7:27. We have a first look for you at First Alert Traffic. Jessica Golden in Skycopter, Mississippi's only traffic helicopter, letting us know how things are looking on this Monday. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Joy.
If you're watching us on WLVT, stay tuned for more of the Today Show. And on Fox, our Fox 40 Morning News continues right after this. Stay with us.